all singing along. I'm sure you were. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome. We are live. Are we 3 minutes late? Forgive us. We have got so much to cram in. We were just having a last-minute conversation about it all. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. If you're one of the first here, then welcome. Lynn Hawker. Hi, Lynn. You can leave your comments, and if there's any we can show, keep them clean. We will put your comments along the bottom. If you've got any questions for our stellar cast of creatives, then just leave them. Mike is behind the scenes working busily away, so he will put your question. Oh, look, feel free to ask a question. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us on this cold winter's night. Christmas is just around the corner. Hey, Sean, can't wait for the new year. Are you with us? Maureen. Hello, Maureen. Lovely to hear from you. Amanda, we're going to wait for a few people to come in. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Leave your coat. Sally, James, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Sally. That was whoever wrote that song was a genius. Julie, I'm going to need my glasses on for some of these. Linda, okay, we'll wait for a few more of you to come in. You know what it's like. People don't even start. Can we have a Busby Allen update, please? Yes, he is still short. I will be chatting with Busby soon. I promise. I promise. He was on Resort today. Actually, his speech is getting a little bit better every day. It's getting a little bit better. Hi, all from Bex's mum. Oh, she's on. She's on, Belinda. You're going to see. You can leave her a message. But yeah, Busby's doing okay. He's home now. He's out of hospital, and fingers crossed, he's going to make even more improvements now he's at home. So. We have so much to fit in. I mean, I have so many notes because there is an awful lot happening at Five Lakes next year. I mean, starting in January. There's too much for me to remember. So we have invited several people on this StreamYard to share the exciting news of what's coming to Five Lakes. So shall we meet them? If I can remember who they are. First of all, in the greatest Christmas sweater I've seen since Christmas sweaters were a thing, Ian Wall. Ian, good evening.
It's my Christmas jumper, Nigel.
Lights up.
Like it.
It lights up.
Yeah, flashy, flashy.
Love it.
Dread A car for about 5
Is it a
minutes.
Medium?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it a medium?
It is a medium.
You're looking lovely. And where are you? You're on Resort. You're at HQ at Potter's in Hopton.
I'm at HQ, my office, aka the Fun Factory. So yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little while.
Okay, I'm not sure who I'm going to bring in next, but I'm going to try and do it so they're underneath you. I know that's a strange concept right now. Let's see who it is. Let's see if Nicky is with us because she's right underneath us, Ian. Hi, Nicky.
Hi.
Ian, she's just, hang on. Can you see her?
That way.
That way. Okay. Welcome, Nicky. We also have with us Dan Fox, who is down at Five Lakes Live. Dan.
Hello.
Where are you, Dan? I don't recognize that room.
I'm in the Vista Suite. I am currently in a very well laid out Vista Suite.
Oh,
I look like I'm about to have a banquet.
Okay. Is there food on the offering? Have you the only one? I wasn't offered food. Were you, Ian?
I've got packets of sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Hopton, Five Lakes, and we also are joined by Mick and Bex, who are also at Five Lakes. There they are.
Hello.
I do.
Hi. Where are you? Whereabouts at Five Lakes are you at the moment?
We're in a room opposite Dan because we didn't like him. So we,
AKA the Lakeview Lounge.
yeah, we're in a little side room just off the lakeside.
Oh, okay. So I can't talk to you all at the same time, as you know, because the sound cuts out. So I'm going to have to go round. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody, am I? No, because Mike's behind the scenes. Mike will leave us a little message in a minute to say hello. Mike Scott is busily working. He's working he's got some videos, we've got some messages, etc. So Mike is with us as well. So if you've got any questions, Mike's likely to answer them. But I think I've got a stellar cast of people. Do you guys know what's happening? Are you the people?
No.
Okay.
As much as we're allowed to know, we know.
I appreciate your honesty. So what we're here to talk about, the people that have tuned in, and I think we've got 3 people with us at the moment. And 2 of those are your mum and dad, Nick. So we've got one person
Wouldn't surprise me.
who
Very supportive. and
Yeah,
regular
they're very-
Potters.
Yes. So we're here to talk about all the new exciting things for 2024 at Five Lakes. Now, I know you've done your homework. I've got my list. It's a pretty extensive list. We've got a lot to get through, which is why we've allocated 3.5 hours. You guys are all right with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who needs to eat?
Straight into the show.
So I'm going to go round you individually at certain times to talk about your specialities. Like Ian, obviously jumpers. Dan, soft furnishings. Those are some wicked curtains behind you.
Thank you.
All I can see with Mick and Bex is a ceiling. It's not the most.
That's all you
flattering
need to see.
Do I? That's
And
all
your
right.
lovely onesie, Bex.
Oh yeah, my onesie on.
Yeah. Oh, it's a full. Okay.
Oh, it's a
Well,
full
if you're going to do
number.
that, then I'm going to show the Crocs. I'm just saying, if we're all going to start talking about what we're wearing, Nick, you're dressed up because you're going somewhere this evening, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting in the car after this and driving down to Five Lakes
To watch to
watch all the Christmas show.
and then you're coming home again.
Yeah.
So I'm making my own dinner. That's absolutely fine. So to begin, because we have got an awful lot to go through, and I'm learning just like you are. I've been sent the list, and it's quite vast. We have a lot to get through, so we won't spend too much on each. What we're here to do is basically give you a taster of what's to come at Five Lakes in 2024. Starting from, am I right, Nick? The 9th of January.
Yeah, 9th of January, we've got some exciting new things happening down at Five Lakes. So as well as everything else you'd expect from our fabulous entertainments team down there, we've also got some additional acts coming in. So to start with, every Saturday from the 9th of January, every Saturday break will include our Soul Party night. And we've got the Soul Brothers, who are an act, or the Soul Sisters, it's one or the other. They're an act that we've had regularly at our Hopton-on-Sea resort over the, pre-COVID. Always so popular. Everybody down on the dance floor. The Saturday nights are going to be a true party night.
So we're coming straight out of the sold out Mark Brewer weekend. So that is sold out. But the first midweek after that, we've got something special for that first midweek from the 8th.
The midweeks are going to be musicals. So we have the Opera Boys, who again are really popular act that we've had at Hopton-on-Sea as well. And that's going to be on Tuesday nights.
So that's 2 external acts. So we've got in midweeks, we've got the Opera Boys, which in a moment we'll show a clip. And then at the weekends, we've got the Soul Brothers. And like you, I remember the Soul Brothers from the Atlas Theatre, and literally, well, shall we start with, let's show you a taster of what the Soul Brothers can do. So you got to picture yourself. You're in the Atlas Theatre in Hopton. This is the atmosphere we're hoping to create down at Five Lakes. This is the Soul Brothers doing what they do so well. But just take a look at the dance floor in the Atlas Theatre to see the atmosphere these guys create, Mike.
Stand by me. You sound amazing. And darling, say, come on, round me, let me hear you. Say, oh, say, your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before.
Wow, sir. So that's the Soul Brothers and the Soul Sisters. And on alternate, or we never know. All we know is we're going to get the best of soul on a weekend.
Absolutely. These guys and girls are just so cool. They've got the moves. They're world-class artists. And yeah, it's really going to be great to have them back. And of course, in our new theatre down
In the
at
Glade
Five
Theatre.
Lakes. But it won't be just that as well. We will be featuring our own magnificent talent, of course. So we'll have our PTC Vocalists, who this is actually before the show on the Tuesdays and the Saturdays are going to be singing their favorite song and telling you exactly why it's their favorite song and some stories behind it. So it's just another opportunity for you to get to know our wonderful talent just that little bit more.
Okay,
so they're going to be doing that before the show as well. And that's not all.
Seeing as we have Dan,
By the way.
Dan, shall we put him on the spot? Imagine it's the, what did you call it, Nick? History?
The theatre company stories.
Theatre company stories. So Dan, if catching you off guard, if you had to come up right now with your choice of song and reason why you chose it, what would it be?
I think this is going to change, but I would say something from the Phantom of the Opera, because that was always my favourite musical growing up. I went and I saw John Owen Jones in the Phantom of the Opera.
You saw it? Oh, you saw John Owen Jones?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, amazing. So maybe something from that. But I want to see what everyone else is going to be doing as well, so that I don't end up singing the same kind of things. So, TBC.
You might change week to week.
No, I'm definitely going to stick with the same one, but I haven't decided which one it's going to be yet. So I guess you'll have to come and find out.
What, me personally, or the?
Yes, yeah. I'm inviting you to the dress run.
Thanks, mate. So Nick,
I want to serenade you before I do it to everyone else.
Yeah. So that's that's the musicals midweek, Nick, and on
the Saturday as well. So Tuesdays and Saturdays, that will be a lovely feature before the show. But on the Saturday night, that won't be all, because after the Soul Brothers or Soul Sisters, then our team, our vocalists, are going to be out again with our Party On set, which is going to be another 45 minutes of dance floor fillers. They'll all be singing live for you as well. So the night will keep on going. It'll be one big party.
In the theatre?
In the theatre.
And then in the garden bar afterwards, what's this Unplugged?
We'll carry on as normal. Yeah, we'll still be having the PTC Unplugged again. That's after the show on the Tuesday, when they'll go through to the garden bar. And again, another nice chilled evening with our singers in there too.
And obviously the big highlight of the midweeks, the external act that's being brought in, is one of the acts, and this is a true story. You'll remember this story, Nick. Our financial director, Colin Triggs, I know he's watching. Colin Triggs told me that the Opera Boys were the finest act he'd ever seen in the Atlas Theatre. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Shall we have a quick look at the Opera Boys and show you what the midweeks have in store? Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, they are pretty sensational. And what I love about the Opera Boys, it's not just about the incredible voices. They are funny, aren't they?
Yeah, they're great. And they're all the West End performers. They've all been singing for a really long time. They're just incredible.
Yeah, they create a really good atmosphere, lots of audience participation, and they do all of the songs that we know people want. Which reminds me that later on we've got to talk about the new musical show that I know you've just finished, because I've been listening to it for the last 2 weeks in my ears, in the kitchen and in the lounge. But we're going to talk about that later, the new spring show, aren't we?
Yep.
Are you a little bit brain frozen from musicals at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll be gentle with you later on. Okay, so That's the Opera Boys are midweeks. That's the Soul Brothers or the Soul Sisters, depending on which one you get to see at weekends. We've got the PTC Stories, and we've also got the Unplugged, and we've got Party Soul Nights till the, oh my goodness.
And everything else you'd normally expect to
yes.
see on a
This
weekend or midweek break, but we're going to have more pre-show game shows. There'll still be new game shows. There'll be new comedy sketches, everything.
Well, that leads me very nicely. I see what you did there.
You're welcome.
You led me on to my new activities, because coming to Five Lakes, Ian, we have silent discos, which I have never done. Have you ever done a silent disco, Ian?
I have done a silent disco, and it is something very, very special.
Can you explain what I'm seeing?
So basically, what you're seeing is people dancing to their absolute favorite floor fillers, absolute bangers, but nobody else can hear it other than the person that's got the headphones on.
So everyone's got that. Everyone on the dance floor has their individual headphones.
Yeah. So there's going to be, I think there's about 50 sets of headphones initially. Possibly, if it proves more successful, then we're going to get loads more in. But there'll be 3 separate channels. So you will have one group of people listening to 60s and 70s. You may remember Mike put a thing out on Facebook, a survey, what people's favorite tunes and stuff were. So we're going to do 80s and 90s, and who doesn't love cheese? So we're going to have an ultimate cheese channel. But, you know, we're talking a playlist of absolute bangers, you know, but it's great because you can swap around. So you can do your 60s and 70s, move into your 80s and 90s, and then finish off your evening with a cheese. It's something a bit special. Whether you're doing it or actually just watching other people do it, it's fantastic. It's really good fun.
That's what I was going to say. If I walked into the room, I wouldn't hear anything.
Nope.
I'd just see people.
Yeah. And a good game to play is actually try and guess what guests are listening to by their dance moves. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Silent discos are great. I joined one in a cruise ship. It's wonderful and great fun. Angela, I fear that, I might give it a try. Have you, Dan, have you ever done a silent disco?
I have, yeah. I actually set one up for our last, was it the last one? One of the last entertainment parties.
Yeah,
everyone had to bring their own.
That's the only one I've ever done. It was great.
Everyone brings their own headphones, and we're all dancing the night away.
Mick, have you done Bex? Have you done one?
No, I didn't go to that, unfortunately. But
were you not invited, Mick?
No. Sad times.
Oh.
Do you want to talk to Dan now about why?
And I'll discuss it later.
Okay. Bex, you were nodding.
Yes, I have done a silent disco. In my uni days, I used to go to silent disco nights, and
25 years ago.
+5. But it's actually, like you say, when you come in, you can't hear the music, but you can hear everyone else's dulcet tones while they are singing along to what's in their ears, which is actually quite funny. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, and which room is this going to happen in the theatre?
We're going to initially try it in the Garden Bar. So it'll start in the Garden Bar, but if it proves really popular, then I know the tech guys will look to move it into the theatre as well. So yeah,
so it's all done wirelessly.
It'll be mobile. The tech boys are currently building a mobile unit that we can then just wheel.
So whereas most late night bars, the atmosphere is loud and everyone's having a good time, now you're going to walk in to a room and it's going to be silent apart from the sound of chinking glasses, and everybody's going to be freaking out on the dance floor just with headphones on.
I'm sure there'll be lots of laughter purely at the people that are watching people dance.
Only at you and I, Ian. Okay, so I'm pleased to see it, and obviously eventually these did I just look at the camera?
Yeah, can't see you.
Well, that's even better because I can just be the voiceover.
Where's it gone?
So you can hear me, but you can't see me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like the opposite of silent disco.
A little emoji.
That's okay. We can switch. I'm gonna switch. Hang on.
Oh.
Hang on. Don't you see me? And
There he is.
Back in the room.
Oh,
that
Wide
good
angle.
Right, really.
now you see the mirror. I was trying to hide the mirror.
Oh no.
Now, what would you prefer? The nice black backdrop or this?
Au naturel, you're fine.
Okay, au naturel. Okay, so Bex,
Yes.
one of the films I've never seen, and I know you're probably not going to believe me when I say this, but I've never seen Ghost.
I'm shocked and mortified that you've never seen Ghost.
Now, you and I, on the pottery wheel,
Like Demi and Patrick.
you know where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
Sell me pinch pottery, Bex.
Pinch pottery. Everyone has their turnstile wheel. Turnstile wheel. And you get the chance to create a Demi Moore style bowl. There we go. You can see it there. So everyone gets a little wheel, and then you get the chance to create a little pot that you can take home with you.
So whereas normal pottery on a wheel might put people off because obviously things can go wobbly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen. Yes. No one likes a smart pants, Stephen. Whereas normal pottery is a challenge because obviously you have to keep. I was going to use the word. Can I get away with the word erect? You have to.
You said it now.
You have to mold the clay.
Yeah.
This is a lot easier for people who are just beginning.
Yeah. So this is what's known as basically dry clay. It's really like air dry clay. So
Right.
There's no water involved. So it's literally the molding clay. You mold it to the shape you need, and then it will air dry solid. So instead of putting it in a kiln, which obviously we don't have, we're not professionals in that kind of aspect of things. But so it won't be as messy as getting all the water and stuff involved.
Well, I think if Mike is able, I think we should go full screen to Ian to show off. Is this something you've created, Ian?
I could lie and say yes, this is one of my creations here, but it's not. It's Mike's. But we have had a play. We had a play in the office the other day. Again,
What you get up to in your own spare time is up to you.
But it's great. It's kind of one of those activities that once you're into it, you kind of get a bit carried away and want to do more and more and more. But as Beck said, the beauty of it is it's not as messy. I know some of the team down there went, oh my god, it's going to go everywhere. It'll be fine because it's a dry clay. It dries in air conditions. It says 48 hours, but again, this one was dry within 24 hours.
As Lynn says, Ian.
After that, so yes, once you've created your creation, and we're going to hopefully have some nice examples for you to play with or to copy, you can then get your paints and your paintbrushes, and then you can paint it, and it's a nice little memento to take home. A cherished memory of your visit to Five Lakes.
As Lynn Hawker said, it's like plasticine for grown-ups.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Johnny Laugh. It's like play dough.
Oh.
Play dough.
For those that don't know, Johnny is Johnny's not allowed sharp implements like pencils, so he types from his care home. Play-Doh. Nicky, how do you spell Play-Doh?
D-O-H.
Thank you, John. Johnny's texts to me are often hilarious. Welcome, Johnny. It's good to see you. I can see you cuddling Ian in the scene from Ghost as you turn there you go. Just picture Johnny behind Ian.
Yeah, these are Johnny's hands.
Beautiful. Ian, while I'm with you, I need to talk to you about
people clicking off right now.
I need to talk to Ian about mixed reality, Ian, because I totally get virtual reality. I do. I've seen it in action. I've experienced it myself. It scared the bejesus out of me. But what is the difference between VR and MR?
So many of our guests have done the virtual reality, both at Five Lakes and at Hopton, and they absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. However, we was very, very excited when the latest version came out, and as you say, it's MR, it's mixed reality. So here we have headsets, virtually the same, very, very similar, slightly thinner, slightly lighter. However, the only way I can describe it is with virtual reality, you're put into a scene, you're into a room, you can't see your surroundings. With mixed reality, you have a see-through camera. So there's actually a camera on the front here, so you can see your room. So I could be, sitting in my office now, and as well as my mouse and my keyboard on my desk, I can actually start playing Lego or things like that. Or within the room, it takes the walls, the doors, the floors, and if you wanted to play some of the scarier games, you could have zombies coming through your office door. It was one of those things that we do on a regular occasion. It was one of those things that I was very, very skeptical about until I tried it, and it's like wow, it's a proper wow factor. Again, if you've done VR on either resort, mixed reality is absolutely brilliant. You're just going to go wow. I know it's an added to my Santa's list for this year.
I totally get now why that video is important. If Mike can play that video again, you can talk through it, because this makes sense. So you can see the room you're in. Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's augmented. You're in your own space, but things are added into the room that you're in from characters.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it can still do all the other VR stuff as the other ones do, but the mixed reality, it really does take it to the next level.
It does sound amazing, Corinne. It does.
Again, I have the best job in the world because I get to try all these things before we introduce them.
Talk me through what did you experience then?
So I was building my own virtual reality this afternoon. So my own virtual reality room, I was adding things. I was in a science lab, so I was able to pick things up. But again, this science lab was in my office.
Right.
The Lego is great as well. The Lego games. There's going to be so much fun.
So whereas a lot of people are skeptical because if they put the headphones on, all of a sudden they're in. I think Bex, you said your favorite was, isn't yours the Jurassic, the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
But what's really cool about that is that you're actually, when you put the goggles on, you have no perception of where you are anymore, do you?
No. So with the virtual reality, you're then immersed in whatever world you've selected to go into.
Right.
So it moves along with the Jurassic one. It moves along walking with the dinosaurs. So it's slightly different.
Whereas this one, I could be in this room, put the headphones on. I put the goggles on. Yeah. I still see the room, but the dinosaur walks through my front door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to freak me out.
It's actually better, Nigel, honestly, because again, I've done some of the VR stuff, and especially with the roller coasters, and you're a bit whoa. But with the mixed reality, because you're in your own room, it's not as bad.
You feel a little bit safer.
Yeah.
And of course, not all of it has to be scary. That people need to understand that we're not talking about things that are going to make you jump or roller coasters.
That we're going to have a whole selection of games for the guests to try.
Wow, what could Johnny Laugh do? Knitting?
Not with sharp implements.
He drops a stitch from time to time.
Just drop a stitch. So, talking of incredible creations and artistry, that brings me nicely on, Mick. Do you see what I did there?
Smooth.
I had no idea how good you were with your artistry. When did you? What previous life did you have where you learned to draw so well?
I've always drawn. I've drawn since I was really little. I always had a pen and a pad and kind of was drawing different bits and pieces and anything like cartoons mainly. I always wanted to be if anyone listens to the podcast, I always wanted to be a design animator. That was kind of my real main goal when I was younger. So that's what I wanted to do, and I always drew from little. And then I kind of stopped for a long while, did little bits here and there. And then when lockdown kind of kicked in, I had an iPad, I had a pencil, and I brought some of the programs to be able to draw with. And it just took off again from there. I've kind of been creating stuff and drawing with my iPad ever since.
And from that, you've created this art of creation. So you're going to share what you've learned with our guests. So we've got a little video here. Talk us through what we're seeing.
So basically, I'm going to talk you through how to design a character, what steps, what shapes to use, how to create the character, draw it. So we all kind of end up with the same thing, because obviously not everyone is going to be able to have the same skill level, but there's certain shapes and aspects that everyone can do to be able to. Thanks, Mum. But there's there's lots of there's lots of different shapes and things and tactics that you can kind of teach people to be able to come up with the same kind of picture at the end. It's a thing I saw when I went to Disney. They teach it there, and we're going to be doing something very similar in the Glade Theatre. They'll be able to draw along with me on the big screen as I take them through step by step how to draw.
Denise can't draw a straight line, Mick.
It should be fun. I can teach her how to draw a curved one
with a ruler. So the hope is eventually we'll be able to get you on a screen so people can follow along with. I guess
that's the plan. Yeah, so there'll be a camera watching what I draw, and everyone will have their own little desks, little setups, little easels that they'll be able to draw along with and follow me step by step.
So they don't need to bring their own. They don't need to bring their own pencils.
Nope. Everything will be done. I mean, if they've got their own pencils, then fair play. But yeah, everything will be there.
Heather can draw the curtains. Heather, Johnny Laugh joke book, page 6. She can draw the curtains. So, your favorite thing to draw, Mick?
It depends. It generally depends. It changes. Each piece, each of my new pieces is my favorite one.
Right. Okay.
If that makes sense.
But so don't be intimidated. Turn up and you can learn to draw your favorite Mickey Mouse or even...
Yeah. So we're going to have a couple of characters that we're going to do. Obviously, we have Boo, so I'm going to be teaching them how to draw Boo, hopefully, and there may be a Puffin as well, because I know they're very popular.
A Puffin?
Yeah.
Okay. The next on my list is something that says I need to talk to you and Ian about, but this to me is we've all had quizzes. I mean, Potters is known for its quizzes. Busby has written so many quizzes. Some of them okay, some of them appalling. Mike will remember the famous biscuit quiz. Busby loves a quiz, but you guys are coming up with the ultimate quiz. Ian, why is this ultimate?
So again, we recognise that the guests love quizzes, and because we have so many returning guests, we have to keep them fresh all the time. So I know Mick and Bex, they're all active in producing the quizzes, as a lot of the team are down there. So it's not just the one person. So we've constantly got fresh ideas coming in. But what we're going to do, we're going to decide who is the ultimate quizzer. So through the course of their breaks, if they are if they are serious quizzers and they are participating in a quiz on Tuesday and on Wednesday, if you win one of those quizzes on the Thursday evening as part of the pre-show entertainment, you go through to the ultimate quiz championships. So It's all of the winners through the week go up on stage, and there'll be an ultimate quiz where I think I can give. Do I give this away? I think I can give this game away. Where you will win an all-exclusive limited edition T-shirt, a Potter's Ultimate Quizzer T-shirt, and we've got a huge, massive, it's this big, a huge trophy as well that you'll have a little photo op with. So no, it's going to be great. It's yeah. If you love quizzes, this is going to be a bit special.
Mick, are you any good at quizzes, general knowledge?
Oh, yeah, very competitive. Again, if you listen to the podcast, I think I'm still in the lead.
Oh, Bex, are you good with your general knowledge, Bex?
Yes, but I also like the quirky ones. So I've got a riddle quiz, and I like to see people working it out and see their cogs working, with me full well knowing what the answer is, and we have a few fights on that one. But yeah, I just like to do fun ones that get people thinking.
Smallest country in the world, Bex?
That would be Vatican City.
Gosh, he's good, Dan. Dan, tell me that you're not just good looking and talented, you're also intelligent.
Well, going back to what Mick said, if you listen to the podcast, you'll probably realise that I think I'm second last in the quiz at the end. So I think there's your answer.
He wins the best dad jokes, though, does Dan?
Thank you. You missed one earlier, by the way. Somebody said that their drawing skills are sketchy.
I could see you writing them down.
Was that Johnny Laugh?
I think it was a man called Stephen.
Oh, okay. Stephen Benj, yeah. Nick, I know your children are thick because I live with them. We asked Nicky's eldest daughter, Libby, once, who was Julius Caesar? And she replied, he was the guy that built Vegas.
Oh.
If you think about it.
Is his palace.
Christine says it's all sounding good. Nicola says I'm looking forward to the quiz. Do you rate your chances though, Nicola? I mean, is that Nicola or Nicole? I didn't see it, Mike. I'm sorry. Nicole. Okay. Do you remember the Renault advert?
Papa.
Nicole. Papa. Debbie says, Dan, you can't be great at everything. Stick with the singing and dancing.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe you'll improve on those as well.
I'll work on it for my special song.
I think Dan's a triple threat. Define triple threat, Nick.
Singing, dancing, acting, but he's got more. He's a comedian as well. He's with his
comedy.
So he's a quadruple threat. Bex,
and more.
Humble.
Would you say Dan's a triple threat?
You say comedian. I would use that in the lightest tone possible. You don't spend lunch times with Mr. Dan Fox, who just cracks them one after the other, just one-liners, one after the other, to the point where we're all going.
Is that what we can expect, Dan, on the Backstage Tours? Do you see what I
think so.
Do you see what I did?
I like the transition. Yes. Yes. It
You've
never stops.
Have you experienced a Backstage Tour at Hopton-on-Sea yet?
I did. I was lucky enough to go up about a month ago, and Zach, the entertainment manager there, gave us a backstage tour and showed us all around. So yeah, I was very lucky to get a backstage tour.
Do you think our guests in the audience that look at the stage in the Glade Theatre, do you think they comprehend what's behind the screen?
I don't think you can. It's like a TARDIS back there. You've got so much going on behind the scenes. We've got all the set that fits in like Lego, depending on what show we're doing. You've got all of the performers, places to get ready, their stations. We've got the SM desk. We've got so much going on back there, and it's.
When you say SM, you didn't say S&M.
Stage manager. Stage manager. Let me be clear. Stage manager.
Completely different thing. That's where my mind went then.
Yeah.
So who's going to be taking the Backstage Tour?
Well, I'm not too sure if that's been officially decided yet, but I think I will be.
I think we need a quadruple threat. I think we need someone funny, talented, even on their day off. I think it should be you, Dan.
Where are we going to find somebody like that?
I'm thinking Zach should drive down.
Zach should drive down, yeah. Yeah.
So Backstage Tour is going to take guests not only backstage, but also to the wardrobe department. And the difference between Five Lakes and Hopton-on-Sea is dressing room location, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for anyone that's done the Backstage Tour at Hopton, this will be an entirely different experience at Five Lakes, because the setup at Five Lakes is completely different as well. So the backstage area, all the performers actually get ready and get changed in their stations, literally behind the stage, behind that screen, the big screen that you can see. Whereas at Hopton, we have upstairs changing rooms, so that's where they get ready at Hopton. So it's a completely different setup. Same with the technical area at Five Lakes. I mean, it's fully on view, but again, totally different setup to Hopton. So it will be good for people who have witnessed the one at Hopton to get another take on it with Five Lakes. And it's quite remarkable. I always say sometimes we should have a camera backstage during a show because it's just as entertaining. Not maybe not, yeah. But it's entertaining when you see what they're doing backstage as it is
politically incorrect nowadays, I think. Dan's dad's jokes.
Thank you, Mum. There's my mum.
Seriously, is that your mom?
Well, we've got all our mums in.
I was going to say, it's just our parents.
Where's mine? Mine's somewhere.
I'm just need more hours in a day to say. I'm just going to say, Dan, there was a brief period when I thought your name was a stage name because it was such a cool name. But then your mom's name comes up, and I realised Fox is your Dan's dad's jokes are something. Oh, all right, Ursula. Oh, okay. Oh.
Ursula. Like the sea witch.
Like Ursula Andress. I normally
go with the villain from The Little Mermaid, but yeah.
Seriously? You don't look at your mum as a Bond girl?
I don't see it myself.
Okay.
I just see her as mum.
I have to hold myself.
Forgive me. Forgive me, Ursula.
Don't.
I'm not going there. Okay, so Dan,
Back in the day, obviously, she looked just like her.
She's a fox.
You're digging now, Dan.
Literally. She literally is.
Get your looks from somewhere, Dan. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
So Backstage Tour, that will include all. When we say Backstage Tour, we're actually talking front stage because a lot of people are interested in the technical side of things. And obviously, in the Glade Theatre, that happens like the Atlas Theatre. That's not backstage. That's actually at the back of the theatre on the back wall behind the audience. So you're going to be showing people all the technology that goes into it. There's an awful lot that people don't see.
Well, we've got some amazing equipment here. We've got the LED screens at the back. We've got the arch around the front. We've also got two separate ones that come on depending on which show we're doing. We've got all the latest equipment in terms of sound. We've got handheld mics, in-ear monitors that feed our sound directly to us, that we can adjust the mixes. There's so much that goes on. We've got so much to show everyone. We've got a retracting front part of the stage. We've got lots going on behind the scenes.
I haven't. Where are the toilets, Dan?
The toilets are.
Do you not provide toilets? Are they outside
not
toilets?
Right next door. They're up the stairs.
So
they're up the stairs in the.
Okay,
in
so
the back bit.
I'm just going to get a little bit.
Yeah.
With you. Okay. Have you ever, halfway through a show, needed the toilet?
Regularly, and I think it's called a nervous wee, or the other one.
Ian, have you ever
channel
had
it?
A nervous wee?
When you get to my age, Nigel, just let it go.
Oh, if someone says the word puffer now, I will lose it. Ian.
Yes.
Knowing at your age, and you sometimes need to go, therefore you need to make it snappy. See where I'm going with this?
You're too good at this, Nigel.
Yeah. Brian says, definitely interested to see how Dan. Oh no, sorry. The theatre tech is amazing. It is, Len, and obviously on the Backstage Tour, it's not just backstage. You get to see all of the lights, the sound desk, the lighting desk, the monitor desk, and the vision. I mean, vision alone is just incredible. When you go behind the screens and you see all of those monitors, all of those LED panels that are all linked to each other to create that. I mean, yeah, it's spectacular. But bringing it back, Ian. I've got Make It Snappy. I presume this is a photography topic.
It is. Yeah.
Are we teaching people how to get the best out of their photography while they're on resort? Because a lot of people don't, like my mom, for instance, she's got a phone from 1986. The camera on it is not very good, but we often see people taking a picture with their iPhones and tapping away. But these cameras now are capable of so much more than we realize. Are we doing a workshop to try and educate people how to get the best out of their cameras?
Absolutely. I mean, like you, Nigel, I do love a gadget, and in my time, I've had many SLR cameras, and I love photography, especially again nature photography. And we've got some fantastic grounds and nature down at Five Lakes, some beautiful things to take photographs of. But literally, since the smartphones come on again, this is just 3 cameras. This is iPhone 13 Pro, whatever. It's literally come on in leaps and bounds, and there are so many things that you can do with your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone, whether it's Android. So really what we're going to do, it's going to be about a half hour, 45-minute session. Guests will obviously have their phones with them, but we're going to cover, as I say, both Android and iOS. So in terms of the things that you can do, so we're going to be talking about the rule of thirds, where you have the grid lines on your phone, so where to take it, and making sure that you've got the appropriate lighting, making sure that when you take a photo of somebody, they've not got a plant immediately behind them sticking out of their head, kind of thing. So it's really teaching them
an air conditioning unit.
Or an air conditioning unit with fluffy balls in the ear roll, which are there. So it's really just teaching them techniques, how to take better photos with their phones that they've got. And then really it's for them to go out and again explore the grounds of Five Lakes, take those photos. And we're actually going to be sorting out, I think Mike's going to be, he may even be able to put a little message up. I think we're going to be putting up a little send your photos to, and then we can again display them at the end of the week. And yeah, I love taking photos, but it's just being able to, because again, there's obviously aftermarket programs where you can improve your photos. They're all on the phone. There's so much you can do with your phones. I often, without sounding too bigoted, get complimented on some of the photographs that I use and take, and some of the ones which may appear on a lot of the Potter's pages. There we go. He said it. He said puffin. I will send them to Mike, especially some of the sunsets. I'm in the sun. Well, every time of the year I'm up generally at 5:30 walking the dog. So I get the pleasure of getting some fabulous sunrises, and I'll snap a shot and send them over to Mike, and they may appear on the Facebook pages and all our socials. But I just love photography.
Let's not forget your stunning Weimaraner.
Yes, Dave, my Weimaraner.
Many a picture of Dave. We all take pictures of our dogs, but you're right that these phones now are cameras. No one carries cameras around, so to not be daunted by the fact that when you open the phone app, just to have someone explain to you why there are 3 lenses sometimes on the back of a camera, and where better than Five Lakes to take pictures of all that incredible wildlife, and
absolutely,
and watching Mick run, through the that long grass is a sight to behold.
Oh yeah, it covers.
Carol just said she's useless at taking photos. Carol, book a break. We will teach you. It's great, and a bit like Mick's session where he's going to be on the big screen. We're going to do it in the garden lounge, where we have that massive, I think it's 80-inch, possibly bigger TV. We're going to be doing that live in there, so we'll physically plug the phones in so you can see what we're doing. And you can all play there with your phones, so you know what to do in the future. Trying to sort some little handouts as well, so little handouts to take away with you, sort of the top tips of how to make the most. If you
want to take some pictures backstage during the show, during those quick changes, I'd love to see Mick in a quick change.
In his
we can arrange that.
That Joseph.
I'm not sure we can make that part of the tour, though.
Oh, okay. I'm Bex. I know I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, but I don't ever think Bex and bracelets. But I'm coming to you for bracelets. Why am I coming to you for bracelets? What, you don't wear a bracelet?
I do not. I can't.
What's going on with bracelets next year?
It's a new craft that we're doing, so it's kind of like a jewellery making craft.
Right. Okay.
I think Ian may or may not have said example of said bracelet that you will be able to make as well. And everyone's going to get instructions and can make a little nice piece of jewellery.
Do they need to bring anything with them? Do we provide everything they need?
Everything is provided, just your creative skills and abilities to read instructions and take instructions.
Okay, Ian, what are you holding? What have you got there?
So this is a little number that I've knocked up recently. But yeah, what we're doing, we're going to simplify it. We're going to put sort of 6 or 7 kits together. So again, the guests will be able to choose which one they like. It'll all come in a little packet, all the right amount of beads. If you need an extra bead, it's not a problem. You know, bigger, smaller wrists, etc. All the different charms, and again, the guests will be able to produce again a wonderful keepsake. We used to do this. At Potter's again pre-COVID. It was very, very popular. But again, now we've gone all inclusive. This is all within the price. You get to make these wonderful bracelets to take away home with you. But where better to do it than where the guys are at the moment, in the Lakeview Lounge. So yes, you can enjoy a lovely cup of tea or coffee or something a little bit stronger, if whatever tickles your fancy, whilst overlooking the beautiful views of the golf course and the Essex countryside.
Do you, Bex, are you into your jewellery? Do you have a lot of jewellery? You don't look like you're wearing bracelets.
I'm not wearing bracelets because I don't like the dangly on my wrists. It annoys me.
You don't like the old Pandora bit?
I have Pandora rings.
Do you? Let's have a look. How many have you got? One, two.
I've got 3 there. That one was from my holiday. That's not Pandora, but those ones are. And then I've got multiple earrings going on.
Wow. Mick, have you got any rings?
Not that I can show.
Okay.
It's not appropriate.
We'll just take a moment.
You did ask.
Yeah.
I did ask. So
lovely.
We've crammed an awful lot in, and we're only halfway through. I'm joking. Knit and natter with a purpose. Okay, so I understand knitting. Why knit and natter?
So knit and natter, again, I'm sure many, many, many of our guests know how to knit or crochet. And again, it's one of those social things where you will see people sitting down together in a nice quiet place such as the Orangery, or we have our quiet lounge here at Hopton. So we thought that we could, again, bring in something different with a knit and natter, but it's a knit and natter with a purpose. So for Five Lakes, what we've done is we've put a very simple squares pattern together. Those squares will then be knitted into scarves. So we will then be heading into winter 2024, supporting homeless charities in and around the area by providing them with hopefully many, many scarves. So again, everything will be provided to get it up and running. If guests have got their own wool at home and they wanted to knit these at home, again, we'll be able to do some handouts or just take a photo of the pattern, and you can knit some squares. So again, knit and natter is going to be on both results. So yes, we're going to be doing the scarves for the homeless down in Essex, down in Five Lakes. At Hopton, we are going to supporting the James Paget University Hospital and the Special Care Baby Unit by producing bonding squares. So this is just a small 5-inch square, or 2, one of which is basically given to mum, one is given to baby. So when they get separated, if they're in the Special Care Baby units, the little bonding blankets get swapped every 12 hours. So the bond between mum and baby with the smells, etc. So yes, 2 very, very worthwhile causes, and hopefully a project worth taking part in on both results.
Excellent. And if we are indeed making scarves for the vulnerable and the elderly, can I just put Johnny Laugh's name forward as a prospective?
One is already on order in the green and yellow.
When
Norwich.
does all this please start, Carol? Oh my goodness, Carol, patience, love. We're starting from the 9th of January next year. Well, the break starts on the 8th. So really, the break that follows the Mark Brewer weekend, which is sold out. So all of this will be added. And as Ian said, it's going to be coming to Hopton-on-Sea as well. We're going to get the World Bowls out of the way at Hopton, so it'll be end of Jan, beginning of Feb for some of the stuff. But yes. I might try and sneak the Knit and Natter in a bit earlier. But it's the only thing that we haven't got again, and this will be exclusive to Five Lakes, is obviously the art of creativity with because there's only one Mick Dundee. There is.
Yeah,
so as we like to call him, Mick. You can't travel the 2 hours up to Hopton, and
I'd love to, but no. No, I'd love to. If you ever want me to head up there and do something,
I appreciate you honesty. Well, we know how popular it is because we used to have a guy called Davey Howes doing watercolors, and it was amazing to see how many people want to get into art. So yes, good on you. It's going to be. I genuinely think that's going to, well, like all of these, I mean, I can't believe how many we've crammed into the hour. The only one, Nicola, we have left to cram in, according to my notes, unless I've missed anything, Michael soon let me know, is the new spring show, because this is simultaneously going up on both resorts. So I'm going to, before I ask you, Bex, what do you think the new spring show is?
Is it by any chance something to do with musicals?
No. Mick?
Rock.
No. Dan?
Isn't it about the life of Oliver Twist?
Oh. If you'd have said Charles Dickens, you were really close.
Damn.
Ian, the new spring show is based on
the life and times of Nigel Pattle.
Johnny Laugh. You were so close. Another great head wonder. Nicola, we are revisiting. Would you say this is the most popular genre that we've ever done? Because Bex was right.
Oh,
I mean, when you come to creating show themes, would you say that the spring show follows a tradition of, I mean, how many of these, all right, it's musicals.
How many just ask? I've lost.
How many musical shows do you think you've created over the last 20 odd years?
I've lost track probably. I don't know.
So it gets harder and harder to come up with a musical show. And I'm just going to throw this out there because I've been listening to this for the last 2 weeks. The difficulty with musical shows is that everybody thinks they're going to love a musical show, but to every generation, musicals mean something else. To people born in the 1950s and 60s, it was Rodgers and Hammerstein, it was South Pacific, it may have been West Side Story or Oklahoma. Yet to today's generation, it's Hamilton, it's Six, it's something about Jamie. So how difficult has it been to create a musical show for everybody?
Well, you've had me pulling my hair out and screaming quietly into a pillow at times over the last couple of weeks as I've been really trying to make sure I include everything for everybody. So I hope that we've managed to tick everybody's boxes. And the one thing I can say, they're always just a real pleasure to create. I think the performers all love that. Well, we love doing all of the shows, but the musical ones always hold a special place in our hearts. And I know, especially at Hopton, this is the first new musical show we've done in a while. So they've been really desperate to be doing some musical theatre again. So yeah, hopefully, as I say, just literally been putting the final touches to it today before I send it out to the next stage of the process. But yeah,
just explain to us the next stage then. So you've edited all of the originals into an hour show that you think flows from point A to point Z with every genre covered, every decade covered. The next stage is you hand that over to choreography, vocals, musical arrangement, etc.
Yeah. So, it's a 1 hour and 1 minute, I think. I've managed to just get it.
Just like, oh no, we're 1 hour 2 minutes.
As we went.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah. So, And now, I'm going to be handing it over to, well, obviously I'm still involved, but we then pass it on to musical arranger, vocal arranger Roxy, and then Helen, our choreographer.
So you're delegating.
I'm delegating. Well, yes,
So,
I can't quite do all of that, but I do.
Can I ask on behalf of Dan, is there any Phantom of the Opera in it?
No. No.
Shocking.
Maybe that's a sign. Maybe my song should be.
Well, that's why.
From the
You're
Opera.
meant to. Yeah.
Bex, what's your favourite musical?
Oh, and you're setting me up now.
Oh, that's so unfair. Favorite musical? I actually don't know. I like so many of them, but the very first one I ever saw was Cats, so I think that has a little place in my heart.
All right, Nick.
Cats is in.
Oh, Nick, have you ever seen a musical?
Yes, yeah, a few. So my favourite one that I've seen recently, well, the ones I've seen most recently, Book of Mormon. If we could have Book of Mormon, that would be lovely. I doubt we'd be able to get away with a lot of Book of Mormon.
No.
And if we can get a flying DeLorean in, I would love a bit of Back to the Future because that is amazing.
Oh my God! How many times have you seen it?
Only the once, but I saw the original cast, so I was really lucky.
So did we.
Yeah, Ollie Dodson was amazing.
If you go to see any show in the West End, you have to see Back to the Future. Nick, any Back to the Future in this show?
No, only because I can't really get a flying DeLorean on the stage as much
true.
as I would love to.
Ian, favourite musical?
My favourite is Miss Saigon. However, worked on Phantom for 10 years from 86 to 96. So again, I saw Phantom about 3,500 times operating the show. So again, love to meet up with Dan and discuss my my Phantom days. Got some fabulous photos, not for sharing. So Phantom's got a lovely a special place in my heart. But in terms of my favourite, has to be Miss Saigon. Nick, Miss Saigon.
I told you were setting me up. No, not Miss Saigon.
Okay, Nick, I'm going to put you on the spot because I know this is going in your brain every minute of every day.
I know,
I want you to list.
Oh God.
I want you to list all the shows that are in the new musicals.
We Will Rock You, Wicked, Hamilton, Six, Oliver, Wizard of Oz, Lion King. There's more. I can't.
You said Cats a minute ago.
Grease, Cats, Rocky Horror. There's more.
Ill Shot.
Can't think. Well, I can't tell everyone because then we'll ruin the surprise.
You're going to keep a few things secret, aren't you? Okay. So it's 1 hour and 1 minute of some of the most yes, for the majority of people who love musicals, there is something for everybody. When do we go into rehearsals?
We will be going into rehearsals very soon into the new year.
Okay. Christmas show has only just gone up, obviously. There's a 12-week period. Am I right that we still look at 12 weeks? So you have to start on the new show as soon as the Christmas show goes up. Otherwise, there's not enough time to get it teched, dress one.
Yeah, we're still up against the wire. We're no time to waste. So
and will the show go?
Operation.
Will the show go up like the Christmas show did simultaneously on both resorts?
There'll be a little bit of a gap, but the exact dates will be confirmed shortly. But then there'll be a week or two between resorts, so we make sure we can. There's only so many of us, so it's difficult to be in two places at exactly the same time. So to make sure that both resorts.
Well, maybe if you had augmented reality like Ian.
Either that, or if I could clone people, that would be great.
Well, does the world need 2 more Mick Dundees? Yes.
Of course.
Because then we can have art on both resorts. Guys and dolls, it has been truly wonderful to spend the last hour with you. I hope it hasn't been too painful. Debbie says, it sounds fantastic. Natasha says, how exciting. Dan Fox's mum says, please don't leave your dirty pants under the bed. Anna says, that will be a fabulous show, Nicky. Robert says, bound to be fantastic. Mick says, "Stop talking to me. I've got nothing to say." Ian says, "Ian, can we have a last flash of the jumper, Ian?" Mick, I haven't even seen it.
I've turned my battery off, but the one thing I will say, Nigel, obviously we've got all of these fantastic new things coming to Five Lakes, but this is on top of our packed programs that we have on every break.
You're telling me that we're not cancelling everything else?
No. This is all extra. This is all extra. It's as I say, there is so much fun stuff to do on both resorts. Five Lakes, we're kind of jealous here at Hopton because you've got your silly game zone where you've got all your fun and games. But yeah, there's just so much. This 2024 is going to be wow. So if you've not booked your early breaks yet, January, February, be the first to book those breaks and enjoy these new activities.
Can we just have a little bit of a round of applause for Ian's pitch there? That was.
I've got it in, Mike. I've got it in.
Yeah, that's what I should have said. But thank you for saying that, Ian. But no, you're right. This is all on top of everything else, and it's already a crammed program. So it's great to see so much new stuff happening, and it will come to Hopton eventually. There's only one Mick we know, and we have a Zach. You have a Dan. But if it is Dan on the Backstage Tour, you're in for a treat because, dare I say it, he is my crush. Bex, I would leave my wife for you, especially with those onesies. That is one awfully lovely Christmas. It's beyond.
It is also navy blue, so it's technically a uniform, and Celia approves.
Celia approves. Well, she
said it's fantastic.
You have the Queen's approval. You are good to go. Ian, thank you for your time. Dan, Bex,
Pleasure.
Mick, Nicky, I know you've got to get to Five Lakes, so the sooner I shut up, the sooner you're in the car and you're traveling 2 hours to Colchester. And you're coming home tonight as well. So you're going to see the Christmas show. Dan, are you in the Christmas show tonight?
I am in the Christmas show, yeah.
Favorite number in the Christmas show for you, Dan?
Oh, well, I do have to sing a bit of opera, so the prayer maybe.
Oh, lovely.
Quite a big number.
Is Mick going to be the reindeer tonight?
Couldn't possibly confirm or deny. No.
You could be Rudolph.
Look at his nose. It's getting red.
And your red nose, your red appendage. Of all things, I'm not going to sum up because there's so much to sum up in everything we've talked about. If you want more details, then please get in touch. If you want to know when it all starts, it's from the first midweek break, the 8th of January, following the Mark Brewer weekend. So don't forget, Opera Boys on midweeks, the Soul Brothers or Soul Sisters, whichever you're lucky enough to see, will be on weekends. So many more modules from the theatre company and so many more attractions, from cameras to pottery to knitting to bangles and bracelets and backstage tours. We're literally throwing the kitchen sink at 2024. We're going to end, and this isn't my idea, Nick. Okay, this was Mike's idea. We're going to end in true festive spirit by going back 8 years when Ian, you were 40, as was Mick. Bex was 12. Nicky, you were 50. Dan, literally a 12-year-old boy. We're going to end with a bit of festive fun. We're going to go back to the time when the Potters Theatre Company sang along to a Christmas song that we created for charity. It seems a nice way to end. It's called Everybody Loves Christmas. Guys, I wish you the best. Ian, the most festive Christmas for you, I guess, at home, under the mistletoe. You and Carol, are you going away? Are you staying?
No, I might try and I'm off from the 18th, so I might try and squeeze a little night away. But I'm Christmas at home. I'm cooking for 10 on Christmas Day. But then I'm going to be spending a little bit of time down at Five Lakes with all the guys down there, making sure that all of these new things go off without any issues, which I'm sure they'll be fine.
Merry Christmas, my friend. Mick, do you have any time off for Christmas at all?
We'll all be working over the course of Christmas. There will be obviously some time off for us, but yeah, we'll be here for the Christmas breaks. Looking forward to seeing everybody and enjoying the festivities that we've got lined up for you.
Well, Pamela, you got a message from Pamela saying she loves you. I don't know whether she's a stalker.
Okay. He has a few of those.
to you. I'm sure Pamela's not one of them. Bex, Merry Christmas to you.
And to you.
Are you all prepped? You got all your prezzies?
Oh, I'm ready. I've only got to get a couple more, but all of my boyfriends' presents are wrapped in
She's got several of them.
No, all of my boyfriend's presents. I hadn't finished my sentence. Yes, I have multiple. I apologise. No, all of his presents are wrapped in the Grinch paper to match his attitude to Christmas.
Are you one of the Osmonds?
Yes.
You've got multiple boyfriends?
No, I haven't. I promise there's only one.
Does he? Okay. Let's hope Dan isn't one of them. Dan?
Yeah, I thought I was.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to break this to you. Merry Christmas, Dan. Enjoy 2024, and Nicky will see you later on tonight. Don't suck, okay? Be good. She will be taking. She will be taking notes, won't you, Nicola? You don't need to.
I know they'll be fabulous.
They are fabulous. We are gifted. 2 resorts, 2 incredibly talented teams, and Johnny Laugh. Guys, we're going to leave you with a Christmas song from 8 years ago. All exciting. So much to look forward to in 2024. Thanks for sharing your time with us. We hope you've enjoyed this insight. We still have 94 people left. Isn't the jungle on yet? I mean, why are you watching this? It's the news. Thank you for joining us. Please share this if you think anyone would be interested in this nonsense. But we have an awful lot to bring to 2024. It is going to be a year like no other. So much to do, and I get to learn how to use the camera on my phone thanks to Ian, and some knitting and some bracelets, and I get to do that little bit of romantic pottery behind Dan or you, Mick, whichever one I'm lucky enough to think first. We'll leave you with this. Thanks everybody for tuning in. God bless, and we'll give you a wave for Merry Christmas. Shall we wish everyone Merry Christmas, people?
Yes, we should.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thanks for tuning in.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Have a great one. We'll see you in the new year. Take care. Thanks, guys.
Chill, feel the winter air. I can't wait until that day is here. If you listen, you might hear those sleigh bells ring. Listen closer, you hear people caroling. Santa's on his way with gifts for you. Beneath the tree, and the stockings hung for all to see. Has it been a year? I guess it's so, since I kissed you under mistletoe. If you listen, you might hear those sleigh bells ring.